I miss Luffy. I miss her. So anxious for this damn letter to arrive. U.S. Postal Service is annoying. Man, it takes so long for this stuff to arrive. You know? It's weeks on before I actually get, or she actually gets, you know? It's just frustrating. I have so much I want to say, but if I pack it all in, you know, if I try to cram it all into one letter, like a silver bullet to take down a werewolf, or a stake for a vampire, right? It's not gonna have the effect I would like, I believe. It's going to drive her away, I would think. Which, let's be honest, she's already pretty far away. Right? This is me reaching out. This is me realizing that I've had an attachment for such a long time, and I finally want to do a damn thing about it. Gabby's reaction to it is so childish it's laughable until I realize she believes that. She thinks I'm trying to steal her, and it's just... It hurts my head. It really does. Like, she's not a piece of property. It's not like somebody owns her. I mean, that does happen in today's age, still, sadly. Human trafficking is a thing. And it's still gonna be a thing, and, you know, the day I die. One of the many yucky stuff this world still has. But I mean, her having that mentality, it's just... People say that girls mature faster than men. Sometimes I don't think so. Sometimes I really don't. With a mentality like that, do they really? It got me wondering. I compare it to those old cartoons, you know? Where, like, Bugs is dropping, like, an anvil on Doc. Mm-hmm. That's what cramming, like, everything I want to say into one letter would be. Except, instead of Doc catching the boulder, picking it up and chucking it aside, you know, getting up unscathed, he would impact with, or it would impact with him, and there would be a big splat. He would be crushed under the boulder or the anvil or, you know, the whatever else they used in early 90s cartoons. So that's why I shouldn't do it. And also, if I use all my ammunition now, if and when it ever gets to the point where I see her in person again, I'm not going to have anything to say. Well, I mean, I probably will. But I'll have less to say. Right? I think some stories are better in person. Right? Like the time I walked all the way to the house. That's probably better in person. Probably. You know? Like some things I think get lost in translation when it's written. But I could be wrong. It's entirely possible. Man, it's so irritating. I really like this girl. But I also know it's so stupid too. But at the same time, I can't do a damn thing about it. It'd be easier if she hated me. It'd be easier if the last time I saw her, you know, it left a sour taste in my mouth. As if she did something, an attack against my character or something. Like, the reason why I don't like, Victoria, Mom's sister, right, is similar to the reason why I don't like Aunt Anna, right? Because both Mom's sisters are psychos. But Victoria attacked me like the last time I can remember. Actually, no, that wasn't the last time. Because we helped her move. But still, I begrudgingly helped. I didn't want to. But Dad is such a softie that he's gonna help. He's just a nice guy, my pop. I mean, you gotta love that. You gotta love him. But no, Victoria's just a mean piece of work. Right? Like, I was a kid in my teens and I'm getting shouted at by a grown-ass adult, which is just crazy. Getting told that I won't amount to anything if I don't try. Getting told that I'm not trying, that I'm not applying the effort. Like, holy shit, dude. I don't need this crap from you. I get enough, mental bombardment from my own doubts that just fuck off, please. And then Aunt Anna, she's just, holy shit. Psycho material, bruv. I remember the last time that we as a family went to their house, which every time we went there, haven't been there in a while, the place was just like chaotic. I remember there was so much crap along the walls, and like it felt so claustrophobic. There was barely any space. Their couches always had so much junk all over them. It was just crazy. But I remember she wanted us, me and my sister, to promise to see her again or something stupid. And she made us, or she was trying to make us to swear. And she grabbed both of our fingers and she bent them back, and it was so painful. I thought I was about to lose a finger. It was that bad. It was terrible. The woman is a bona fide psychopath. This is the same lady that stabbed my mother when they were kids with a knife. Like, oi oi oi. And Victoria is, excuse me, is the same lady who tried to paint this picture that mom didn't give dad consent. You know, to do the do. Tried to paint that picture. Like, oh yeah. Back when they were, kids, essentially, starting out. Yeah. My mom's side is nuts. I mean, aside from Aunt Catherine, who is no longer with us, sadly. I miss her. There's so many old people who are just 6 feet under now, and it just breaks my heart. Yeah. That's life, though, right? You just gotta move on. Bastard. Life. Okay. But mom's brother-in-law, he's alright. James. He's a good guy. And Bernadette, she's pretty cool. I haven't seen Jackie in a while, but she's pretty cool too. And I can't remember Jackie's dad's name, but he's like a doctor or something. He's also pretty cool. So not everybody on mom's side of the family is nuts, but most of them. And then dad's side, you got Robert, who's pretty alright. Andrew, who I've coined to Andy because I don't know. I'm pretty like whatever at a family gathering, but when Andy's there, holy shit. Step back. I go nuts. I think that's why Uncle Robert was always like saying I'm not at all sane or, whatever. He would always joke about that. He would say Gabby is the most normal out of all of us, which, is fine. I don't really want to be normal. I mean, normal is so generic. Normal is like just trying to fit into the lines, fill in the boxes, dot the T's, cross the I's. That's backwards, whatever. But you get the point. It's trying to fit in. But I don't want to fit in. Because there's no way to. I've got to cut away from it. And just, boot scoot boogie to my own friggin' tune. Ain't thing one you're gonna do about it. Which is fine. And now I've lost train of thought. Which happens a lot. But it's fine. Right? I think I've got most of it off. I just want that letter, man. I don't know what she's gonna say. I'll get it this weekend. The waiting is the worst part, right? It's the wait. Because you're waiting to see a thing, right? You know it's coming. You're anxious for it to arrive. And all you can do is sit on your hands and stare at a clock. Which, just like a watched pot, is not going to boil. That's just how it works, right? It knows you're looking at it, and so it's like, geez, I can't, just start, just letting out with this guy looking at me. It's so awkward. So he's gonna drag his feet, and, then you're gonna start raging against the machine, and it's just gonna get ugly. Right? At least that is what I suspect. I could be wrong. It's entirely possible. You know what? I won't even hold out any other notion, because it's one thing that could be. And if I am, so be it. Whatever. It's fine. I accept it. I mean, because there's no way to fight something like that, right? You have to accept it. Just like you have to accept anything that comes your way. Right? It happens, but what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Tell you what I'm gonna do about it. I'm not gonna check my mail until like Friday, which is tomorrow. Yeah. That is if I'm here. You know what? Yeah. Just put it in the back of my mind, which is almost impossible, because most of the time it's the only thing I can think about, except when I'm distracted, which is good. Good distraction would be writing my friggin' story, dude. I was so stoked because I realized how much I actually wrote. See, when I first started, actually writing, my first stories weren't that big, right? Like maybe a couple thousand words, right? And then Spaghetti Pool was like my first big project. Like, I could turn this into a book, yeah. And I was like, whoa, dude, this is huge. Like, I was so stoked back then with Spaghetti Pool. And I looked at the word count recently, and it wasn't even 5,000. It was like maybe 4.5, right? And I was like, are you serious? This felt like so much more. It felt like a lot more. But I guess I was mistaken, right? And then I recently looked at the word count for freebooters, right? And that thing is, I think it's 26 now. It could be 25.5. But 25,000, or, I'm gonna fucking check right now, but still, that's a lot, dude. That's a fucking lot. I mean, obviously, you gotta put it into perspective, right? The Hobbit has, what is it? 9,000. No. 95,000. 35. Well, okay, 95,000. Like 95, 300 something. If I can remember correctly, right? And that's a lot, right? So, in perspective to that, I have like 1/4. But that's a lot. That's huge, man. That's like almost a book. I mean, obviously, there's more to it than that. But I'm seeing like the full scope of it now. Like, this is actually possible. I could, in like 5 to 10 years, I mean, probably sooner if I buckled down and only do this, finish it. Finish the rough draft, take it to somebody, have them look it over. Right? Like, this could be an actual thing. I'm so stoked. I told some people about it, and they weren't as stoked as me, and that brought my my hype down. It it brought it down because they weren't matching my level. And so I was like, is it not as cool as I'm making it out to be? Like, I'm very passionate about this. Because I think that it's important to me. Because I enjoy it so much. 25,666. Okay, yeah. That's a lot, right? That is basically 1/4. It's so nuts. Because I literally started this. When did I start this? I started this July of 21. July of 21. So that's almost, what, a year and a couple months? A year and, like, 4 months. Yeah. And I haven't even been working on it, like, all the time. I'm distracted. I'm out here trying to, do my Warhammer, which the campaign, sadly, I have to announce, is no longer with us. It's been like that for a while. Life got in the way, as it usually does, right? So Austin, one of my players, had to go and move up north for a job opportunity. Another one of my players, his schedule didn't align with ours. He's working weird hours, but he's got a job, so, I mean, that's cool. And I might have pushed Mark away with, like, just throwing out, the mortality of his character with a contract on his life. And then my biggest mistake was probably having a tangible contract. Because then he got his hands on it. And then in character, I tried to take it back. And I pulled his finger. Oh my goodness. After that session, we didn't play anymore. But I was so engrossed in character, I'm disappointed in that, but then at the same time, like, I guess my campaign failed because I was so swept away by it. Whereas Austin's campaign, Shannon, Austin Gray moves up north. Not the same guy. Whereas Austin's campaign is failing because he's making stone walls, because he's telling you no, because he's shooting down creativity. Austin's campaigns are failing because of railroading, right? Because none of this makes sense, because it's bloated, because it's... Austin's campaigns fail because they're not fun. It's like a vacuum. That's what it is. It's a vacuum. And fun is nowhere close to that vacuum. Because it's sucking out all of it. And it's ridiculous. So, I mean, I guess I should be happy that it failed, because I was so passionate about it. So there is that. I had fun. It seems like everyone else had fun, including Mark, who hates those types of things. It's amazing to me. It's amazing. I don't remember how long we went. I don't remember how many sessions. But I cannot, I just can't, it's hard to believe that he actually enjoyed a pen and paper role play. It's amazing to me. I don't know. I think it's how you do it, right? Because he always perceived it as, I don't know. How is Austin going to fuck me over? I guess. Because he's only played with Austin, really. And if he's not, then it's World of Monsters, and he's doing that, and he's not a player. He is the master, right? So he's only had limited experience in that field. So it's not really too surprising when you think about it. So that can't distract me anymore. But now I mean, there's all the TV that I'm watching, Hawaii 5-0. There's the books that I really want to read, but now I'm in my room more, just playing games, watching stupid YouTube that really amounts to nothing. Like, I'm subscribed to, 23 channels that post League of Legends content, right? I used to play the crap out of that game. I haven't played in about 3 months, right? But I watch the content. I watch the content, and I'm feeling a pull to get back into playing that shit, which is unsurprising because I'm watching the content. But it's like, oh yeah, I don't really feel any real urge to get back into playing that game. Like, I want to, play GP and have fun swinging my barrels around and popping fools. But I understand that the game isn't always fun. I understand that you're reliant on your teams, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the monkeys, right? And you got to know how to wrangle them. And if you don't do it properly, you're going to want to pull your hair out and scream and, bash your head against the wall. And I've done that before, back when I was at the house. And most of the time it was because of my latency, right? But I think back then I also had a hard time managing my rage. Because it's just, like, I got annoyed. I got pissed off. I got fucking pissed off. Like, it was ugly, to put it mildly. But I think now I've kind of matured. I've realized you can't always do that, right? And I've also realized that maybe League isn't the best thing to be doing, right? But then, I do enjoy playing the game. But there's so many ugly aspects of it that I'd just much rather not, right? I'd have more fun, okay? As crazy as it sounds, I'd have more fun playing Dark Souls. I know, right? Crazy. It's ridiculous. I'd have more fun playing that. Or I'd have more fun playing, a game similar to that. Or, jeez. I'd have more fun just, like, watching TV or reading a book than subjecting myself to that. So, like, if I come back, if I play more, if I decide to jump down the rabbit hole, I'm gonna get locked in for a little bit. It's only gonna be GP. Like, that's the only reason why I'm coming back. Only reason. Because it's just so fun. he's a challenge to play, and I do enjoy a challenge. Yeah. I think I just might have talked myself into playing that shit again. I mean, it's not that bad, right? And if I'm having a bad time, a break is good. You know, just step away, stretch the legs. You know, go do something else. But I think the. I mean, I say this all the time. X, Y, or Z should be priority, right? But when I say that, the thing that I want to be a priority is not a priority. It's like I say that, and then the priority shifts to something else. It's ridiculous. I say I want my writing to be a priority. I want to finish this chapter I'm working on by, like this time next week, right? I say that. And then instead of working on the story, instead of writing, and using all these ideas I have in my head, I decide to watch Hawaii 5-0, or I decide to just, do absolutely nothing, right? Never leave the apartment. Or, just play some stupid game that I'll never go back to play because, it's just funny. I think it's funny how you can instantly backpedal on the things that you actually want to do. I don't know. Some food for thought, I guess.